Well, our chief concerns at the beginning of school are to get off to a smooth start so that new students in particular get oriented well and get into a routine and get connected with the place. You know, our biggest worry probably each year is that we have students who don't get connected. And so, you know, athletes are automatically connected, but there are a lot of students who you want to be sure they get connected to the place well right at the beginning. So a lot of emphasis on orientation and move in and getting students going.
The construction is done now on the Pryor Learning Common. Talk about that a little bit. We've seen it grow, but again, that's more than just a process of opening the doors.
Well, it is, and that's one of the things that's great about the Pryor Learning Commons is that we think that the way our faculty have adjusted the way they go about education parallels, matches what the Pryor Learning Commons provides. You know, the building itself is very high-tech. It's beautiful. It fits in the campus landscape extremely well. In fact, we're thrilled with that. But, you know, the real issue associated with the building is how do we change learning and how do we provide learning that fits today's students. And so our faculty have spent a couple of years getting ready to do what the building will allow them to do. So the harmony between the building and the educational approach is very good, and we feel very strongly about that as being real positive.
Somebody walks in there, what's the first thing they're going to notice?
Well, if you walk in the east side, which is the arrival level, the lower level, the first thing they're going to see is some traditional furniture that look like, well, first thing you're going to see is the seal in the floor that says 1849. Then they're going to see some traditional furniture that looks like we've been around a while. And then they're going to see some high-tech stuff that says we're very current. 2 innovation studios or classrooms, half a dozen creativity studios, some collaboration spaces all on that floor. And so we hope they walk in and say, wow, this is a great facility.
You, and it was just at lunch, you talked a little bit about how athletic teams and coaches are kind of the beginning level of teaching and how classroom teachers have something to learn from that. Could you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Well, I think and have thought for years and years since I was a coach that athletics is really pure teaching because you have students who are highly motivated, highly skilled. You get them for a longer period of time than you do in the classroom. And you can really see from one day to the next all of those learning theories play out. And so, and they're fully engaged. You know, in athletics, you've got a physical piece, but you've also got a very important intellectual piece. You know, you can be physically a tremendous athlete and not understand the game and not be very good ultimately at the game. So if you're not able to do both, to meld the intellectual and the physical, then you're going to struggle when it comes to competition. I think classrooms have, in the last few years, really come around to the engaged part of the learning. That is, that it's not just dissemination of information. It's about what can I do with the information? What does this mean to me? How do I apply what I'm learning outside the classroom? And one of the things the Learning Commons does for us is it provides opportunities for the learner to be in charge. And that is extremely important in terms of learner motivation.
I'm very interested in the biotechnology field, whether I want to get into that as a doctor and be doing the advancement of the field, or if I want to be going into that on the business aspect of it, in the sales, the development, and the financing of these projects. I'm not sure yet, but I think I'm going to graduate and get a job in some sort of a science-related company and see where I go from there. If I can return to school, I return to school. If not, I just keep going.
How about finally, let's talk a little bit about some of the things that have been really important about where our graduates are ending up on pay scales that came out this summer, and a number of things along those lines. We've gotten a number of academic recognitions through athletics also. Would you talk about those a little bit, please?
Sure. You know, very important to get those third-party endorsements and have other people say, hey, you guys are doing a good job. And so, Princeton Review, for example, always has us in their best colleges guide. U.S. News and World Report, of course, regularly recognizes this pay scale came out saying that our graduates are among the very best in terms of their earning potential soon after graduation. Our students are admitted to the best graduate schools and professional schools across the country and around the world. We had a 2013 grad who's doing a Fulbright in Japan this year. That kind of thing speaks very highly of the quality of students we have and the outstanding work that faculty do with those students in preparing them for the next step in their journey.